Over on Spreaker. All right, we're live. This is the Couch. This is DJ Gonzo. And this is the one, the only, the DRP.
What's up, everybody? Ruckuuuuss.
Dude, I love that at the end of your songs. I wait for it.
Yeah.
I don't care how long a beat's carrying. I'm waiting for that shit just to fucking hear it. It's kind of like the rooster for like Upchurch. Like I'm just like, yeah, I gotta hear that shit, you know. But well, first of all, I want to say mad love, mad respect to you, bro. Like you're one of the people I look up to in the industry. Just keep killing it, like, bro. You're doing good things, and we're gonna talk about them now. First thing, let's talk about the song "Heroin."
Yeah.
Heroin.
Well, you've gone through it just like I have. Kind of lost my career to drugs. You know, I was on the road all the time. I was touring with Primer 55, doing like a month-long tour with them, and then I'd go right out as the DRP. Right after that, it was back and forth. So I was like touring for a couple of years, like 7-8 months a year. Like I wasn't home that often, and I never really touched drugs my whole life. Really, you know, I smoked weed, drank, but that's nothing to me. You know what I mean? But I never touched coke, never touched pills, nothing. And on the road, I just got tired one day, bored. I'm like, I'm gonna try it, and I took a pill and kind of just rock it off from there. You know what I mean? Then I did some coke, and a couple of years, it just went right downhill so fast. Lost my career, lost everything. So finally, when I hit rock bottom, I went to Actually, my parents actually helped me get into rehab. I couldn't even get there myself, and they got me in. Came out, kind of thought I'd be done with music. And after like a year of like just being clean and just doing everyday shit, I was like, this isn't like I was trying to figure out who I was again. And I was like, well, music is who I am. I just gotta fucking not do all the dumb shit that goes with the excess partying. So got back into music, started writing. I bought an acoustic guitar, started writing. That the initial riff you hear at the beginning is how it started. I took it to Mad Science Audio Labs, my boy Kyle. And I was like, lay this down, let's record this, and then let's see what comes of it. So I laid down the initial riff. He started layering some drums and a bass over it. And then I wrote the lyrics to it after that. And then I brought in my boy Timmy, who's like a much better guitar player, to do like the lead parts. And then I had my DJ Shemp, do like a cut like type chorus, and kind of just came from there. So yeah, it's kind of like my most personal song ever. And a lot of people are like, wow, you're pretty mellow on it. But I think it's still my style. It's just, you know, it's more reflective song. It's kind of a serious song.
It just shows how well-rounded you are, actually.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you think like getting back into it, pacing yourself was like the most important thing? Because you didn't go back in as just an artist, but also Force 5 Records.
Well, when I started it up again, I was kind of like just doing it for fun. Actually, it was just me and Jason Logic on the label. You know him.
Yeah.
We were in NA groups together. We were just sitting there, you know, smoking cigarettes, drinking coffee, and I've been friends with them for a while. I'm like, hey, it's like we gotta do something. We're just like working and going to NA groups. Like this is not who we are. You know, I was like, let's just write a fucking couple songs together just to get back in the studio. And I remember sitting on my porch of my house and like, yeah, let's just write a couple songs. And I'm like, so we wrote a couple songs. And then I'm like, I think I'm gonna start the label back up. But I decided I wasn't gonna do it the way I would do it before. Like I always tried to like I didn't have a plan. I had to go on tour, you know, when I was running the label. I had cousin Cletus on the label. I don't know if you know who he is. He was right, man. But like when I was doing shit back with him or with Soar or anyone else, like I was always on tour, and I never really like properly did things the right way. You know what I mean? So when I got back into it as Force 5 Records, I knew what my goal was. I was going to get some artists that were already established, get some, you know, artists that weren't so established, and make a team, and, you know, come up with everything. Like I know so many people in the rock world, in the hip hop world. I knew I could get the contacts to get what I needed to get done with, you know, behind the scenes kind of music biz shit. So I'm doing it the right way this time, and it's going really well.
I see you keep introducing newer people. You got people I listened to, you know, years ago on here. Like it's very impressive. Like Danny Diablo, I didn't expect to see his name pop up again like I did.
Yeah.
That's the first thing draw my attention. I was like, wait a second, I don't know this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially in New York, man. Like he's worshipped out there. Like I mean, like New York hardcore scene. That's all him, man. I mean, there's a few hardcore bands that are legends, but his name and Scarhead, that Crown of Thorns, Ice Pick with Jamie Josta, that shit's legendary. You know what I mean? And to have him working with me and to like be my friend and shit like that, like it's pretty. I love it because I love music. You
Absolutely.
it's a business, but you gotta love it, and I love doing this. Like, so I'm always honored to work with other people that I think are that I love to work. That I love their music.
Right. Let's get to some more music here. Another legend you got on label or work with you. I'm not sure how it exactly works. Saint Dog.
Yep, yep. So Saint
He's
Dog,
got a new CD out
yeah,
or
Saint
coming
Dog
out.
Bozo comes out late August. We're gonna announce the date soon. That's basically I signed Saint, and we were just gonna do the record as a Force 5 thing. But then I got in touch with Zinger probably about a year ago. We've been planning shit for a while. You know what I mean? Like people think this just happened. Like I've been keeping my mouth shut on a lot of things, and it was like killing me for the last year because I knew what was coming up. I still got shit I can't wait to tell people, but like it's got to be done the right way. You know what I mean? Like yeah, this is underground, but it's mark. You still got to market it the right way. You got to have your
Absolutely.
contracts, done upright, stuff like that, so everything's in place. But Zinger, and me were talking. He's like, "Hey, I'm restarting Suburban Noise, and Saint Dog is, he one of the biggest things for Suburban Noise from when it first started. You know what I mean? And SR,
Absolutely.
the Spade, and I've known Saint. So we had the album almost done when I started talking to Zinger, and he's like, "Okay, this is what I want to do. What do you think?" And I was like, honestly, once Zinger got on board, I was like, whatever you think, man. Like,
Right.
let's go with what you think. Obviously, he's let me do a lot of it, which I can't thank him enough. You know what I mean? Like the respect I had for him before I even worked with him, but the guy is good at every business he does, and like to have someone like that, it's fucking amazing. So yeah, we got the CD done, we got the marketing, we got the everything's pretty much in place. You know what I mean? We just released the first single, Bozo, but I can't wait for everyone to hear the album. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's still a few things to come with that. And he actually let me. He's talking to me right now because we're gonna do some mashup like T-shirts, Force 5 with the Spade, and Zinger's gonna let me work on that with him, which is fucking amazing. So
That is awesome.
there's so much coming up. Like I can't wait to start working on shows, together too and stuff like that. Like between my contacts, and I was booking tours nationwide for a ton of different acts. So with his name and with my, and he doesn't really. Let's be real, Zinger doesn't need anything from me. I'm just gonna work hard and help him in any way I can to help me, help my label, and help Saint. So yeah, There's a lot going on.
Absolutely. I bought into like the whole SRH thing, dude. Like, fuck my. I'm glad to see him back because I got too many damn tattoos that are SRH. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad to see him back.
Out of all the underground, like obviously I came up with like SRH, and I came up like when I was getting in this thing. I mean, SRH has been around for over 20 years now. Cottonmouth Kings has been around forever, and I love. Don't get me wrong, I love ICP. I love Twisted. Tech Nine is one of my favorites. But
Right.
there's always something about the Spade that spoke to me more than everyone. You know what I mean? Like I love them all. We all do. You know what I mean? But I'm so honored to be a part of this because I loved it from the get go. You know what I mean?
Right. And they were selling a lifestyle that, even though it was sunny California, and I'm from Southern California, I'm from San Bernardino,
Yeah.
and Inland Empire, let's love the homies out there.
Mhm.
Fucking, but they were selling it to people that could relate, dirt bikes, smoking weed, these white boys fucking getting down, like they bought into it, and
Yeah, punk rock, hip hop, man. Like that's my shit. You know what I mean?
right? Absolutely. And then they did a good job like you do. You're
Yeah,
bringing on different acts and stuff, like Diablo's been over there,
yeah.
Head PE, who you got shows coming up with.
Favorite bands. You
Um,
know what I mean?
right? So it's easy to buy into the whole Spade and stuff. Just like I said, because it speaks to everybody, which is interesting. It spoke all the way out to Wisconsin,
Hmm.
where you guys have a very strong hip hop scene out there.
Yep. Yep.
So that just speaks volumes, I believe.
Absolutely.
Since we're talking about Danny, what he's got a new CD coming out, right?
Danny Diablo.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and him and Mars are working on a collab
Him
CD.
and
That's
Mars.
Mars. Hey Mars, come out real quick. Mars is actually
Oh,
chilling
what's up?
back. Mars just got in this morning, and he had tonight, but they start. We're gonna shoot a video this weekend for them. They're finishing up their album, but their album is sounding dope. Me and Mars were just listening to it when we were looking for locations here a little bit ago. But it's got Slain. It's got Slain from La Coca Nostra, Vinny Paz. Say hi to everyone.
What's up, Mars? Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna shoot a video. We're actually going to Hate Breed and Madball tomorrow because Danny Dabble's friends with them. We're gonna have these two jokers shoot a video while we're out there with them.
That's badass.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Fucking two legends, one
Yeah.
screen. I'm fucking honored right here, man. You don't even fucking know. You don't even know.
Who else is on the? What?
Mm-hmm.
We got Gmo Ski on the CD. Yeah, yeah. Lex the Hexmaster. Gorilla Voltage still got to do their verse, but they're gonna be on it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of people. It's a dope album.
And that in itself, working with a bunch of MNE too.
Yeah, a lot of.
See, that's what the industry needs is the labels to work together and cross over like that. That shit's awesome.
Absolutely, man.
Like, there's just not that love no more.
For labels not each other because
We're all in the underground. You know, there's only so many, so it's good to cross them together.
you know what I mean.
Right? And I'm honored to get to interview you guys.
I think you missed that one.
Cross dressers.
No, he doesn't.
Labels, cross genres,
No, we'll cross labels, but not cross dress.
cross swords.
Not cross dress.
All right, go back. Go do your.
That'd be a little mainstream, right?
Yeah, that's Nickelback shit right there.
That's some Nickelback shit. That's fucking awesome. Hey, you know, you gave me like 30 minutes of conversation. We knocked out in 15 minutes,
Nice.
right? You're not going to be late for Danny.
Yeah, that's good.
That's awesome.
What's going on? Well, Jason Logic just dropped his single too. I wonder what everyone thinks of that. I know he's new in the scene, but he's been around for a while, but he's new in this scene. So I'm excited to see what people think about that. We'll have to see.
Yeah, because he released a single.
Yep, just a single right now. Prolific's actually we got Prolific's video for whiskey drinking that's got me and Rick Dog in it too. That Mars has got to finish editing, so that should be out. I'm hoping in the next 30 to 45 days. That video is dope. We shot that last year, but we had dirt bikers in there. We had fucking trucks, all kinds of shit out in the backwoods where Prolific lives. It's pretty dope. It's a pretty dope video once it's done.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Let's get into it because like you've been into punk, you've been into the hip hop. Is the approach different for the two different styles?
Yes and no. You know what I mean? Like with hip hop, you have to kind of create the energy a little bit more because you don't have having that band behind you. It's more powerful at first for people watching you because they feel the big guitar, the drums hitting. So in hip hop, it's a little bit like when I first started doing hip hop, I was already in bands for a while. And my first like live show, I felt weird. Like I wanted to spaz out like I do with my metal and punk, but it's a little different. You know what I mean? The vibe's different because the beat's always on time because it's a recorded track. So it felt weird at first. Honestly, if I could afford it more, when I do some of these shows or smaller shows, I used to have a live drummer. I had a DJ, and a hype man. So it was almost like a band. But like a lot of the shit right now, I can't do that. So I'd like to bring that back because, I mean, it's still fun just doing the backing track and stuff. But you got to create your energy a little different. The way you move to the crowd and stuff like that. Like I don't have to give eye contact as much when I'm with a band, but with the hip hop, you kind of do because you want them to show them like I'm right here with you. I'm watching. Let's get into it together. So it's a little different vibe, but in the end, it's as long as you're doing, you love what you do. I think it'll get out to the crowd. You know what I mean? They'll feel it.
Right. So then it kind of it's harder to have stage presence with hip hop. Then is what I'm getting from that.
Absolutely, it's a whole different beast. I mean, yeah, it's still performing, but it is. I think it's different. You know what I mean? I've done both a lot, so I feel a difference in it. You know what I mean?
Right,
And
absolutely. For me, going to punk shows and stuff first, and then going to hip hop shows, I can get really bored really easily.
if you
Just
don't, yeah,
because,
the guy, if the person on stage isn't fucking vibing with the crowd and like looking at them, or MCs that just sit there and spot and kind of just like this, I'm not even looking at you, just looking into the space. I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm kind of bored after like one song, even if it's a good act. You know what I mean? Like real good. Like watch DMX perform. Like you could tell that motherfucker puts his all into it because he's just sitting up there running around the stage, sweating everywhere. Like he's a hip hop dude that fucking feels that shit. You know what I mean? I'm not saying every hip hopper's like that, but it's a lot harder to, especially if you're an unknown hip hop guy. That's even harder. You know what I mean? If you got songs on the radio, people are gonna vibe to it no matter what. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Here, it's already in their head. So with new hip hop guys and stuff like that people don't know their music, you get your stage show right because people ain't gonna feel it. I mean, they may like it, but they're not gonna feel it when there's no live energy.
exactly. And at the beginning of your career, that's when you're trying to sell yourself the most because you don't have that radio play.
Nope, you don't have
You,
none of it. No,
so
no.
that's probably most under focused. But yeah, it's funny you brought up DMX because I think in music, one of the biggest opportunities that was missed
Mhm.
was DMX as a head of a punk band, a hardcore band.
Wait, when was this?
No, I'm just saying it never happened. Like
Oh,
that's one of my like top five. If I had a top five
yeah,
missed opportunities in music, is
yeah,
DMX never was the front man for a fucking hardcore band.
yeah. I would buy the shit out of that right away.
Oh, bro, that shit would be so fucking awesome.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like, I'd get my jollies off. That would be fucking awesome. Fucking record.
Maybe let's find a punk band, 5 songs, sell DMX.
That
It's
shit would
like,
be awesome. And then imagine the collabs and shit he could probably get going.
yeah, it'd be fucking pretty badass. Actually, I wonder why. You ever heard of the Transplants with Tim Armstrong and Travis Barker? Danny Diablo.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah.
If the Transplants always had different rappers, but it was a punk band basically with rap. And I love their albums. They have 2 albums that I have that were awesome. But DMX would have been perfect for the Transplants. I wonder why they never. I hope they make another album and the Transplants have DMX on it. That'd be fucking sweet.
Oh, that would be badass.
Yeah,
Like I'd kick you down with that. Like,
yeah,
I grew up liking, a bunch of local punk bands, fucking back home, be like the Walking Toxins, Maxis, fucking bands like that.
yeah.
But then, like my first show ever in punk, or first show ever, period, I saw Sublime, like 8 months before he died, and like that's my claim to fame, huh?
You saw Bradley Noah live?
In '95, yeah, bro. I saw. Okay, check this out. I went with a bisexual waitress that worked for my mom,
Yeah.
and I believe worked with Austin Saint's mom too. I think at the same time, I think she was manager. So I went with that chick. I went with 2 Mormon missionaries. Went down to San Diego to the Soma and was going to check him out. They came for the Soma. They
Yeah.
came to check out fucking No Doubt, but Guttermouth, No Doubt, and Sublime were playing.
Get the fuck out of here.
Right, bro. So like it was awesome. Like I'd never been in a pit. Like this pit was huge for Guttermouth. Like
Yeah.
they were spitting on couples, and whoever stayed kissing got like all this gear and shit.
Yeah.
Like fucking like No Doubt was actually punk rock. And and dude, and I saw like 6 songs of Sublime until this big Samoan dude in the pit put me on my ass.
Yeah.
The Mormon missionary came around and fucking hit him. Dude went bam, headbutted his ass, busted his fucking face from here to here. Like 3 songs later, we bailed. But hey, I got to sing for a little bit,
That's awesome. That's a good story. It's a good
right? It was awesome. Like that's what I grew up on. I forgot where we went with all this, but like that was the so like to see DMX and Tim Armstrong, that would be fucking badass. But instead of getting that, we got Head P.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of close.
Hip hop, punk, rock, metal.
Right. Why not? You gotta get Danny Diablo later.
Yeah.
Anything we missed? Anything else you want to touch on?
I just want to tell people, keep checking back. I mean, we're working every day. There's a million things going on. I got a punk project that we're gonna announce probably in the next 3 to 4 months, but I can't say it yet. But I'm actually working with like 3 Hall of Famers in punk, so it's
Ah,
impressive. Can't wait. I go out for rehearsals to Reno in a couple months. We're just working on everything, and we already got like 6 shows lined up, 3 on the West Coast and 3 on the East Coast in this fall. I can't fucking wait to announce it, but I gotta wait. I have to wait on it. So, but yeah, check out
you and
Force.
your breadcrumbs.
What's that?
You do so many breadcrumbs. Like
Yeah,
this whole SRH thing, breadcrumbs
yeah,
all fucking year long, bro.
yeah. That's because there's I got up the sleeve. I just I can't. Got to do it the right way. And this one, the punk band I'm in, it's not affiliated with Force Records. I actually have a management team, a publicist that's working with it. So they're doing it. It's not really. I'm kind of just in the back. I'm like, okay, I'm singing. I'm do this, and you guys know. So I got higher ups that I got to listen to on that one. So, but it's pretty big project.
Right? But that's kind of good too, because then you get to kind of get reminded of what it looks like from the other side too.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm looking forward. I mean, I'm not a blue collar worker. I like to fucking get my hands dirty and fucking, you know what I mean. So I'll sit back, but if they need me, I can't wait to like help with any way I can. So that's how I am. If you see me at a show that's, I'll go to shows that other friends are promoting, and by the end of it, I'm fucking running the stage because it's just, I'll be playing it too. Like I'll run the stage. I got this shit. I don't know. It's just in me to fucking, I don't know. It's probably a defect in my brain. I always got to fucking.
Hey, those defects are what defects. Those defects are what drives us, bro.
Absolutely.
Most definitely. One more thing to touch on, since the first time I interviewed you, it was
Yeah.
with Insane Poetry and Chucky.
Yeah.
We getting more nomads soon or what?
Actually, we were talking about it. You know, Insane Poetry's fucking super busy with everything with LSP, and Chucky's, working on his new album. He's doing the sub noise thing. So we really want to get a couple, shows together, but lining up our schedules has been hard so far. We've actually talked about a few different dates, but things just aren't working out in all of our schedules. But we want to like write another song or two just to like release singles to keep people up to date on shit. But I'm desperately trying to. I want to get at least a Milwaukee show, a Colorado show, and a San Diego show, all our home, towns kind of thing. Hopefully
Right.
6 to 8 months. So we'll see. It's just we're all doing our own thing. You know what I mean? Like we're busy as fuck. So,
And we don't want you wearing out either.
yeah, well, that's gonna happen. I desperately want to perform live with them. It'll be a lot of fun because I had a lot of fun making that record. I really like listening to it. A lot of my shit, I'm like, after a while, I'm like, I don't want to listen to it. The Nomads, I really like it. I'm a huge fan of those guys, so it was awesome to fucking create that with them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. All legends in your own right, that's for sure. Before we get you on here, you want to do a radio drop for me?
Sure. What do you want me to say there, brother?
Who you are, throw a ruckus in there, and you're watching The Couch with DJ Gonzo.
Yo, what's up? This is the DRP. You're watching The Couch with DJ Gonzo. Ruckuuuuss!
I love it, bro. You want to shout anybody else out before we get off here?
Just to all the fans and stuff like that, I appreciate it. Keep checking us out, force5records.com. To Saint Dog, to Mars, to Danny Diablo, to Jason Logic, to Prolific, to Rick Dog. Did I forget anyone on the label? Oh, Scribble. Got to get Scribble in. And
Yes, Scribble.
Yeah. Scribble.
I got to get his ass on here. He's dodging me.
Oh.
And hey, I'll tell you one thing. You're lucky. I got a voice actor that I use.
Yeah.
Lucky he's not on tonight for whatever reason, but he was going to call in with one of his voices and totally request Nickelback tonight.
Oh God.
We ain't said it on air. I gotta say it at least once. At least this time you're not screaming, "Fuck you! I'm gonna kill you."
I had a lot more liquor the last time. I can't drink.
Yeah, we're hanging out them guys. All right, Donnie. It's all love, brother. I'm glad you came on and kicked it with us. You're always welcome back on. Force 5's always welcome. Fucking I've been plastering these all over Kingman, Arizona. Appreciate the stickers.
Fuck yeah, brother.
All right, my man. Don't have too much fun.
What's that?
I said, don't have too much fun.
You either.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you later. Okay, folks, thanks for tuning in. This was The Couch. I'm DJ Gonzo. We're ending both shows tonight, right now. Want to say next week, Chucky Chuck. Don't give a fuck. He's coming back part 2. It's going to be degaffing this motherfucker. We went from Ruckuuuuss to degaff. They're hand in hand, as you heard tonight. Share this around. Let's get some more people watching. The more views I got, the less harder it is on my connections to get people on. And I like to entertain you. I like to give you guys quality content with good people. I know you ain't seen our games, but we're in works to turn them games into Savage Society soon. So we'll keep you updated on that. Next interview's Chucky Chuck. Don't give a fuck. Right after that, we have Mark Ferlesi. Nobody really knows of him. He's going to be an up-and-coming artist. He's got that punk rock, sublime style on to, yeah. So he's going to come on. We're going to check him out. We got some special news that day. Good things, big things. I know I got Tony Reaper. I have King Irish. Who else am I missing? Jay Smooth. Oh, man. I might be missing one or two, but we're kind of packed up till June. So I'll start working on July. Get some more dope-ass people on here. Much love, like the homie said. Fucking Ruckuuuuss, dude. Buy that ticket. Take that ride. Peace.